Have you ever walked out of a room replaying a single sentence you said, while everyone else had already forgotten the entire conversation? You smile, you nod, you act normal. But inside, something quietly shrinks. And here's the strange part. Nothing big happened. No insult, no failure, no dramatic rejection. Just a small moment that somehow stole a piece of your confidence. If that sounds familiar, this video might feel a little too close to home. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's someone you know. But psychology suggests self-esteem usually doesn't die from one big blow. It fades, slowly, through habits we repeat every single day without noticing. And the worst part? Most of these habits feel responsible, polite, or even mature. Let's talk about the psychology of the habits that quietly kill your self-esteem and why your brain keeps choosing them. Picture this. You're about to share an opinion. Not controversial, not dramatic, just yours. And right before the words leave your mouth, your brain jumps in. Is this stupid? What if they disagree? What if I sound annoying? So you soften it. You add disclaimers. You laugh a little, just in case. Or you don't say it at all. This habit looks like humility on the outside, but psychologically, it's self-erasure. Your brain learns something dangerous. My thoughts need permission to exist. Over time, every time you downplay yourself, your self-esteem absorbs the message. Not consciously, quietly. And eventually, you stop trusting your own voice, even when you're right. Does this sound familiar? Because once this pattern sets in, something else follows. Then there's the habit of constantly scanning the room, emotionally. You walk into a space and instantly feel the temperature. Who's comfortable? Who's tense? Who needs reassurance? You adjust yourself accordingly. You become easier, quieter, funnier, more agreeable. Psychology calls this hyperattunement, and it often develops in people who learned early on that harmony equals safety. But here's the hidden cost. When your self-worth depends on other people's comfort, you outsource your value. Your brain starts believing, I'm okay only if everyone else is okay. So the moment someone is distant, distracted, or irritated, even if it has nothing to do with you, your self-esteem takes the hit. You internalize external moods. And slowly, you forget what you feel, because you're too busy managing everyone else. Most people think this is empathy. But here's the twist. Unchecked empathy can become self-abandonment. Now let's talk about a habit that feels productive, even admirable. Relentless self-comparison. You scroll. You observe. You measure your life against highlight reels and silent assumptions. They're more confident, more successful, more put together. And your brain doesn't say, we're different. It says, you're behind. Psychologically, comparison hijacks the brain's reward system. Instead of tracking your own growth, you track relative position. And here's the cruel part. There's no finish line. Because someone will always seem ahead. Over time, your self-esteem stops being built internally and becomes conditional, temporary, fragile. You don't feel proud of progress, only relief that you're not last. And relief is a terrible foundation for confidence. Think of someone you know who always feels not enough, no matter how much they achieve. Maybe it's you. Another pattern hides behind the word strong. You don't ask for help. You figure it out yourself. You push through. You handle things quietly. Psychology often traces this habit back to environments where vulnerability didn't feel safe, where needing help meant disappointment, judgment, or being ignored. So your brain learned independence as survival. But here's what no one tells you. When you never ask for help, your mind quietly concludes, "My needs are a burden." And every unexpressed need chips away at your sense of worth. You start believing you're valuable only when you're low maintenance, only when you're useful, only when you don't need too much. Self-esteem can't grow in silence. It needs to be seen, heard, met. And denying that doesn't make you strong. It makes you invisible to yourself. Then there's a habit that sounds harmless, even polite. Over-apologizing. You apologize for taking space, for asking questions, for existing slightly too loudly. "I'm sorry, but" becomes your sentence starter. Psychologically, constant apologizing trains your brain to associate presence with wrongdoing. You begin to feel like you're always slightly out of place, even when you're not. And here's the deeper layer. Every unnecessary apology subtly reinforces a belief. I am an inconvenience. Over time, this belief sinks into your identity. You shrink your needs, lower your expectations, accept less because you don't want to ask for more. And self-esteem can't survive where self-permission is missing. Now let's slow down for this one. The habit of replaying moments. At night, in the shower, in the quiet spaces, you analyze what you said, what you should have said, how you looked, how you were perceived. Psychology links this to rumination, a mental loop that tricks the brain into thinking it's solving something. But it's not solving. It's rehearsing self-criticism. Each replay strengthens the association between social interaction and threat. Your brain learns, connection is dangerous, I must be perfect. And perfection is impossible. So every interaction becomes a test you feel like you failed, even when nothing actually went wrong. Over time, self-esteem erodes not from reality, but from imagined judgments. Does your mind ever feel louder after conversations than during them? That's not awareness. That's self-punishment in disguise. And finally, there's the habit almost no one talks about. Waiting to feel ready before valuing yourself. You tell yourself, "I'll be confident when I'm better. When I fix this, when I achieve that." Psychologically, this delays self-worth into the future, where it never arrives. Because the goalpost keeps moving. Your brain starts associating worth with performance instead of existence. And here's the quiet damage. You never fully arrive in your own life. You're always becoming, never being. Self-esteem doesn't grow after you prove yourself. It grows when you stop making your worth conditional. So here's the question that matters. Which of these habits felt uncomfortably familiar? The self-silencing? The emotional scanning? The comparison? The over-independence? The apologizing? The mental replay? The constant waiting to be enough? Psychology doesn't say these habits mean something is wrong with you. It says something happened to you. And habits can be unlearned. Self-esteem isn't built by hype, affirmations, or pretending you're confident. It's rebuilt quietly by choosing yourself in small moments where you used to disappear. So notice the habit, not with shame, with curiosity, and ask yourself, gently, where did I learn this? And do I still need it? If this resonated, take a moment. Reflect. Maybe share which pattern you recognized in yourself or someone you know. And if you want to keep exploring the psychology of why people think, feel, and behave the way they do, you already know where to be. Which habit are you ready to question first?